at a later moment. That's why I'm just gonna stall for a little bit. 25th, and it's like the second week, midway through the second week. Welcome to the live stream. I am doing, this is like a live Q&A, also going to be talking about the new website and stuff like that. So if you guys have questions, definitely put them below. If you see me looking like this, it's because I have a screen behind my phone, which I'm streaming on my phone. So I'm sorry if my quality is pretty low. But I'm streaming on my phone. I got my screen behind me, so if I look up here, it's actually because I'm trying to read the comments and stuff. So don't mind it if I'm looking up. I'll try to readjust the camera a little bit so it's not as bad. But what's up, guys? This is just a live stream. Gonna answer some questions, and if anybody wants to find out a little bit more information about the new website, what's happening with it, why isn't it live yet, and all that stuff, that's what I'm gonna be answering in this live stream. So again, I'm going to be looking at my screen here to look at your questions and stuff. You don't want to hear me, so I'm going to mute it there. But this way here, I can actually see your questions and stuff and whatever. So don't mind my, like if I'm looking past the screen. But how's it going, guys? How's it? Where are you guys all from? I'm going to have to move this slightly over here. How are you guys enjoying being isolated? Because it's definitely an interesting shift from what I'm used to. I just got a notification, hockey, Seals, traffic is light, leave now, it'll take 13 minutes. How depressing is that at this current moment in time? Yeah, I would normally be playing right now. I think it would be our fourth like playoff game or something. But Minnesota, Frankfurt, Ontario, Winnipeg, welcome from Winnipeg. Do you ever hang out with Trav? Because he's always there shooting and stuff. Great content. How's the quarantine and what are you doing to be active? That's a great question. You know what, guys? Write your questions. I'm also going to pull up a note. Again, like I'm going to show you. I don't know. Oh, I can flip it. So again, this is kind of like what I'm looking at, just so you guys know. So I'm seeing you guys talking there. It's just easier than trying to look at the little like screen here. So I'm going to also pull up a little note here. And if you guys ask a question, I don't want to miss it. So I want to make sure I write it down so I don't forget. And that was a great question there. So great content. How do you stay active while you're in quarantine? That's a great question. So any questions, guys, feel free to write them in the comments right now. We got North Dakota. That's cool. I filmed, was it North? Maybe it was South Dakota, but I was in North or South Dakota within the last couple months. And it's pretty cool. It was very cold though, surprisingly. What else we got? I am essentially, so I get to work still. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, it's good because a lot of people who lost their jobs. Some people have been fired, some people have just been temporarily let go. So you know what? I consider myself very fortunate, and I believe you should too. If you're able to continue to work, just make sure to take those extra precautions, obviously, so you don't get sick. But I've been working from home for the last week and a half, and you know what? It's definitely a change. I'm used to working in an office with 6 other guys, and we're creating content all the time. It's definitely a big shift, but you know what? You got to do what you got to do. And this will be a small moment in our life when we look back and be like, oh, remember that time we had to take off like 4 weeks, you know, and work from home and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's for the greater good. So let's see what other questions we got here. Again, I'm going to try my best to try to stay focused because I know a lot of the times I'll look at a question, answer it, and get off topic and stuff like that. So I'm going to do my best to, again, copy your questions over to a note. I'll talk a little bit, and then I'll answer a question. I'll talk a little bit, and I'll answer a question. So all right, so let's, I'm going to just make sure I didn't miss any questions. If I missed your question, please feel free to write it again. But as of now, I have a few. Who's your favorite goalie? I'll read out the questions just in case I miss it. Make sure to rewrite it. What stick do you use and what stick would you recommend? What do you think of the new Warrior GT5 or G5, not T? How do you break in your glove? These are great questions. Any tips for house league goalies such as myself? I used to be a house league goalie, so I got plenty of tips. Have you considered hiring yourself out as a professional goalie and stopping Corona in your glove before it reaches people? It's a great question. To be honest, I don't think I have the best glove to do that, so maybe we'd have to call another goalie. St. Thomas, welcome. I've been to St. Thomas a few times. I like to go on cruises. I've been on a couple with my family. I took my girlfriend, and St. Thomas is usually one of the spots that we end up docking at. So I love St. Thomas. I wish I had more time to actually explore it though. That would be awesome. So I'm gonna move the chat down a little bit so it's not as looking up. I don't want you guys looking up my nose the whole time. Alberta, oh, I just had it, but it scrolled. What happened now? Alberta, even goalie school I work at is shut out. Yeah, I know. I was like hoping this would be a great time to rent some ice to create some like videos for you guys, and no arenas open. They're all either doing maintenance or just completely shut down. So unfortunately, I can't even do that. I wish I was able to. I work at McDonald's. It sucks that I can't work. I work at McDonald's. It sucks that I can't. Oh, you have to. Yeah, I guess restaurants technically fall under essential, so you do have to work, which that kind of sucks. Um, okay, have your own rink? I wish I had my own rink. What's your favorite NHL team? I'll answer that one. Okay, Trenton, Ontario. Welcome from Ontario. I'm from Ontario as well. What stick do you use and recommend? I'm going to answer that. As a goalie, do you think defensemen have a good chance at scoring a good shot? Any tips for house league goalie? Okay, I think I'm repeating a few of them. What stick to use? Okay, are you still thinking about doing a jersey? That's a great question. I'll answer that quickly right now. Yes, I will do eventually. I will do a jersey eventually. I just don't know exactly when. Just that one, I have an idea. But I want to wait until all the hoodies are sold before I go and get a bunch of jerseys. But at the same time, I'm not necessarily waiting for that. But with that being said, I will be doing a jersey. Just I don't have an exact date yet. Um, do you like the round toe of your stick? Okay, I like pro stocks for sticks. Okay, what team you want to play for in the NHL? That kind of will probably fall under my favorite team. How do you get refocused after letting in a goal? It's a good question. Favorite hockey brand? That's an easy question. I don't have a favorite hockey brand. I just wear what fits and what's comfortable. I am leaning towards CCM on my pads. I like Vaughn when it comes to everything else, and for my helmet, I love my Bauer. So really, I'm not in like I'm not loyal to one brand. It's just what I've grown up wearing, and that's just what I continue to wear, kind of thing. How do you break in your glove? Yep, I got that question. How do you prepare for a game? That's a really good question. I bet you'll kind of laugh at my preparation. Hope you're staying healthy. I do. I am, Chris. Thank you for asking. It's a premiere. I love it. If you could have any pads without price, what would it be? That's a very good question. Okay, I think I'm gonna jump in a few answering. I'm gonna answer some of these questions real quick. How many hoodies are left? I'll show you. This many. I don't know what that is. There might be. It all depends on what size. So if you're looking from the furthest corner, there's one extra small that's against the wall you can't see. And I think we got a handful of smalls. And then we got maybe 5 or 6 mediums. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 larges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra larges, and 1 triple extra large. I have officially sold out of double extra larges, so hopefully you weren't looking for double extra large, but that's basically what I have left. So once that's gone, it's gone. Okay, where were we here? How many hoodies are left? Do you know of Trav from Trav for Oilers? Yes, actually, I'm not gonna call ourselves like good friends or anything like that, but we communicate all the time. We're always texting and stuff. We're always trying to figure out ways to like get together and get on the ice and actually create a collaboration and do a video. But because he's in Winnipeg and he travels a lot and my work schedule is always really jam-packed, it's really difficult for us to get together. But I'm hoping sometime when he travels through Toronto, maybe he'll have some time and we could, do something together, because I think it'd be a lot of fun. And he's a good dude, so I'd love to do a video with him, hopefully sooner than later. Brody says, hi, you are the best. Thank you, appreciate that. Chris says, I have somebody reach out with the jerseys. Thank you, Chris. I will reach out. I will definitely buy one. Thanks. I appreciate that. When I do get them, I'll let you know right away. Do you think defensemen shoot the puck or dump since you see everything as a goalie? That's a good question. How do you figure out depth increased? Okay. I feel like I'm just reading a lot of questions. So have you heard of the new Warrior helmet? I'm going to stop at that question. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is, if you have a question, actually there's only a few more. Have you ever played a different position besides goalie? Write that down. What brand of chesty would you recommend? I'll write that one down. Okay, who's your favorite hockey team? I got that. How many shootouts do you have in your life, or shutouts? To be honest, I have no idea. I'm hoping more than I think, but probably not. Does Trav for Oilers? Hi, no. Okay, so I got your list of questions so far. If you have any more, I'm going to highlight the last one. Please feel free to write it. But basically, before I jump into answering your questions, I want to talk a little bit about the new website. And I hope I'm not boring you guys with that. I guess first off, let me ask, how many of you guys know about the new website that I'm building? If you know, write in the comments, I do. And if you don't know about it and you're interested in it, also write in the comments, I would love to. If you don't as well, write no, not me. So just so I have an idea of how many people of you guys know it. So I don't want to go too much into detail if you already know about it. But if you don't know about it, I'll definitely explain it in a little bit of detail. So, all right, we got I do's, we got one not me. Hey, it's Austin from a few vids ago. I know you already know me, but I'm a huge fan. What's up, Austin? Nice to see you. I would love to. I do. I would love to. I do. I don't. Okay, so a few of you guys do and a few of you guys don't. So, in a nutshell, let me explain what it is. Sorry again if you guys have heard it over and over again. Bear with me, but I'll get through it pretty quickly and then I'll jump into your question. So basically, I'm creating a new website. However, I already have the domain name, and if you go to it, you'll see the free wallpaper that I've designed that you can download, which basically is like what I believe it takes to be a goalie. But also you could do these things in life, and it's just like I'm a dominator. But basically, once the website is built and finished, I should say, it's going to be called tpshgoalie.com. And what it is it's going to be basically a resource for goalies like you and myself who maybe don't have practices, or maybe, don't play that often, don't have a goalie coach, don't have access to those type of resources, and you maybe play once a week, or you are a goalie who does have all of that and you're just looking to get better. And basically, it's going to be a website designed specifically for goalies of all ages and abilities. And it's going to start out, there's 5 phases to the website, and it's going to start off in phase 1, which is me going back and actually reanalyzing every single goal I've ever let in. And I'm going to break it down in more detail. I'm going to actually show the entire play, how it developed, and what I could have done to actually put myself in a better position to make a save. So I've done a few already. Like, I think I've done a bunch, maybe 20 or so videos so far. And each video, as you probably have noticed from my games, each breakdown when I let in a goal is typically around like the 15 to 30 second mark. Unless something crazy has happened, then it'll go a little longer. But these videos are roughly on average between 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm actually going into way more detail and explaining and breaking down exactly what it is happening, like what's happening and why that puck's going in, and all the things to consider when you're in that situation. So I'm gonna sign in real quick to it. Again, sorry, I apologize for everybody who already knows about this, but I think it's important for me to reiterate it just in case some of you guys are still maybe not 100% understanding what it is. Now I'm still producing, like still filming content, but this is what it looks like, okay? So you enter, you got this dashboard. This video is just a video that I have on my website right now when you buy the hoodie. It's just there temporarily. But you'll basically go over to the side here and you'll see this thing that says goals against, like, video breakdowns. And right there, you'll click on that tab here and you'll see there's a bunch of options. You got catcher, 5-hole, blocker, all that good stuff. Dekes, breakaways, deflections and screens, cross crease passes, behind the net, odd man rushes, all that stuff. I'm going to keep adding to this list as I feel fit. But basically, like, if you click on catcher, you'll see there's a bunch of videos here. I think there's 3 of them right now. But basically, what you'll do is if you want to see this video, you just click to play lesson, and it's going to be a video. It's muted right now just because I muted myself, but I'll show the goal both from my helmet cam and also from this camera. But then basically what I'm going to do is I break it down like this. So what are the things that you need to consider in this situation? So for example, in this goal, you want to consider these 3 things. Does this player have somebody to pass to? Is this player shooting left or right-handed? Can you poke check? So those are the things that I talk about in this video, and then I really break it down. So like I'll talk about, in this specific video, I'm explaining right now that I am actually doing an overlap technique, which is something that some of you may have never heard, but it's when you actually put your foot over top of where the net, like where the post is, which means technically if the puck were to hit your foot here, you're not going to actually stop it from going in, but you're going to be able to control that rebound. And that's what goalies, your whole job is controlling the rebound and the puck, not necessarily just stopping it. But anyway, so I talk about here, and I talk about maybe having a little bit more depth so that I can like close the gap a little bit. But basically my whole point is, so this is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And I explain this, and I explain that when he's coming in, what are his actual options when he's shooting? What should you look for? What should you be prepared for? And if you see that his head is down and he's deking, what can you do in that situation to prevent, basically, you'll see the goal, I think, go in. Oh no, I'm just talking right here for a second. But see, even here, like I'm explaining and I'm showing you guys what parts of the net are open because I'm down in the butterfly when I shouldn't be, or because I'm not close enough to the puck, and all this good stuff. So that's kind of what it looks like. There's, again, dekes and breakaways. This one here is deflections and screens. So again, you click on the lesson, you press play, and you have this video to watch and analyze. And again, it's going to break down like the things that you need to consider when looking around a screen. But then what I also do is break down the video in a written form, because I know people learn differently. I know somebody might watch this video, but they need to actually read it as well. So I have the entire, what I explain in the video, broken down for you guys to actually learn from like that as well. And then once you're done that video, click close, go to the next video, and yeah. So that's basically what the website looks like, how it works, and how you guys can kind of navigate and find what you're looking for. Now, currently, again, it is only in stage 1 of 5, and my whole goal is from getting from stage 1 to 5 as quickly as possible. And so basically the difference between where I am right now versus where it's going to be. So stage 1 is, like I showed you, me going back through all of the goals I've ever let in and going over them and reanalyzing them, breaking them down, so it's really easy for you guys to understand what you can do and what to look for. Because I've realized after doing this that when you watch your own videos, and goaltending in general, actually, I should say, it all comes down to just figuring out, okay, process of elimination, what situations or what's about to happen, and what can you do to put yourself in the best opportunity to stop that puck. So what I mean is, like, if a guy's coming down on you straight on, he has the most options to deke, to shoot, to go left, to go right, you know, to drop pass, all these different things. But the moment that they start shifting to one side, their options automatically or start to basically get lower and lower, or less and less, and eventually they get to a point where now you know that they only have like 1 or 2 options, and so you're more able and prepared to make that save and choose the right save selection. So that's the whole goal with stage 1, is actually breaking those down based on my previous goals that I've let in over the last like 5 or 6 seasons, however many seasons I've posted. So that's stage 1. It's going to take me a while, and that's the one thing I want you guys to understand. It's going to take me a while to get through all of the goals, because this season alone, I think I've let in like maybe 54 goals or something, and if each video is like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes long, they take a little bit of time. So that's stage 1. And again, just so you guys know, if anybody just tuned in, I'm talking about tpshgoalie.com, the new website that I'm creating that's going to help you guys get better as goalies and go over a lot of good stuff for you guys that I think will be super helpful. Something I wish I had growing up, to be honest. I wish I had this when I was younger. But that's stage 1, and I'm going to go through the other stages a little bit quicker. But stage 2 will basically include like more advanced save selection breakdowns. So going through all my goals against are great. I know I could learn a lot from that. But I also know that I can share a lot of good stuff by showing you guys when I'm actually making the right save, when I'm choosing the right save selection, and when I'm playing depth properly, playing the angle properly, you know, and making that decision to either poke check, not to poke check, you know, play bigger, smaller, whatever it is. I also want to make a whole bunch of videos that break down the proper saves and making the right save selection so that you guys can also see that as well. So that's stage 2. Then in stage 3, I'll actually be doing 2 new video series. So in stage 3, I want to make a video series where I'm basically going to feature like on and off ice videos demonstrating like the proper technique on how to move like more efficiently and effectively on the ice. As well as I want to do another video series where like I'm gonna choose like, or show you guys like the difference between equipment and the styles of the equipment, as well as like breaking down the difference between like low level equipment versus high level equipment. Because I know a lot of you guys reach out and ask me like, how do I like my helmet? Is it worth $1,000? You know, all this type of stuff. So I really want to go over and make a whole series for you guys to basically understand what the difference is in those level of like equipment, as well as the different styles. Because some people might not know, like I have these pads here which have the knee rolls. You know, you might not understand what that does for you as a goalie versus the ones that are more a flat pad. So I want to do a whole video series kind of going over gear and stuff like that. So that's stage 3. Then in stage 4, I'm actually going to do a series of on and off ice professional training videos where I'm going to do these with goalie coaches. So goalie coaches who have experience. I've been talking a lot to Steve McKeegan, who you might have seen him in Trap for Oilers videos recently, as well as you might be following him already. And he's an amazing dude. I've been talking to him a lot, and he seems like he really wants to get involved and help with this and help you guys get better as well. So I'm going to create a lot of videos with him that you guys can use to get better both on and off the ice. And a lot of these things that I want to do are actually creating videos that are geared towards basically, like I said, goalies who don't have the resources to go to practices or to hire a goalie coach or to do things. Like, I want to create a bunch of videos of what you can do within an actual game to make yourself get better, because there's a lot of things that I do, and it's mostly like verbal within my head that I keep reminding myself, oh yeah, don't do that, oh yeah, don't do that. And a lot of it comes from breaking down my videos, analyzing them, and then understanding, again, like I was saying earlier, what options does that player have? Oh yeah, I don't need to be as far in my net. I could be a little bit further because he has no one to pass to and stuff like that. So I want to make basically training videos for you guys to use to implement, so that you don't have to necessarily rent the ice by yourself. You don't need to hire a goalie coach. You don't need to do any of that. But lastly, and this is my absolute like final vision, and I hope that I can get to this quicker than later. But basically, the last part of tpshgoalie.com will be bringing on board a lot of professional goalie coaches to help you guys more one-on-one. So these goalie coaches are there for you remotely, so you can call them, you can send them your game footage, you can jump on a Skype call or whatever it is that works best for you, and they're going to go over your game footage. And if you can't film your game footage, they're going to be there for you regardless, to talk one-on-one, work out with you guys, do drills, whatever it is that you guys need. You'll have a goalie coach that you guys can actually like talk to and work with. Although it will be virtual, it's a real goalie coach, but it's virtual, like it's remote. It's not like they're gonna, come to your house or anything like that. But it's still a great way for you guys to learn and to get better. Now, on top of all of this, tpshgoalie.com is actually going to be more than just training. I'm actually going to be hosting live like Q&As and like videos like this every week. My goal is to do it every Sunday before I go to my hockey game. So I want to do a live stream with you guys, which will be exclusive to tpshgoalie.com. You'll go in every Sunday. I'll let you guys know, obviously. I'll send you an email, a notification. You guys will know that it's going live. And basically, I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to have guests. I'm going to try to get other people on as well, like Steve. I'm going to try to reach out to other goalies and other maybe YouTubers, whoever wants to get on the streams, whoever I feel will benefit you guys. That's the whole goal. I want to have a platform for me to interview them, to talk, and to help you guys get better even more. If we could choose whether it's like one topic or we can go do a broad range of topics, whatever it is, the whole point, it's just I want to be there for you guys on a deeper level, and that's the whole point of that. Now, lastly, on top of the live streams, on top of all the training, the virtual goalie coaching, and all that good stuff, I'm going to start actually hosting live events. Now, what does that mean? Like, what does that actually mean? Well, a part of me was thinking, this was a while ago, and unfortunately I was planning to do it in March, this month, and obviously that got shot out the door the moment everything started happening. But my whole goal is to actually create this thing called the Ultimate Goalie Weekend. And the Ultimate Goalie Weekend is exactly that. I was thinking, if I was, younger, or if I was, me right now, what would it be? What would be the ultimate weekend for me as a goalie? Like, I want to learn. I want to be on the ice. I want to do off the ice training. I want to go to an NHL game. I want to do all these things as a goalie. And I just kept thinking like, oh, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. Go to the Hockey Hall of Fame. And then I was like, okay, cool. But I don't want to do alone. Like, I can go and do all these things. But I'm like, you know what? How cool would it be to actually invite a bunch of you guys to come to Toronto, and we would do like this really cool weekend where it's like literally the Ultimate Goalie Weekend. We'd get on the ice a bunch of times, and we would just have a lot of fun. I would document the whole thing, so you guys would actually get the videos. You can watch what you're doing. You can get better, as well as making a bunch of awesome content with you guys. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So part of being in TPSH Goalie, you're also going to get exclusive access to those invites and stuff like that, because unfortunately with live events there's always limitations with how many people you can bring. So that's something to keep in mind. But again, because this whole thing that's going on, I don't know when that event, the first official Ultimate Goalie Weekend, will go. But anyways, so that's basically it in a nutshell. My whole goal with tpshgoalie.com is to basically bring this community of you guys, these awesome goaltenders, and even if you're a player, it would be cool to have you in there as well, because I've even had players reach out and say, hey, I've learned so much on how to score based on what you're telling goalies to focus on. So it's pretty cool. But my whole point is I just want to continue to provide you guys with more resources and help, because I make videos, and yes, I post them every Wednesday and every Sunday for the most part. But I want to do more, and I figured this website is a great way for me to continue to provide even more value to you guys, and you don't have to wait for Wednesday or Sunday. You can go in there anytime, 24/7, watch a video if you're struggling with something, and get better. That's the whole point. That's the whole reason why I started this, is because I want to help goalies like you to get better, because I've been playing for over 22 years now, so I think I know a little bit, enough just to help goalies who are just starting out, or maybe somebody who's been playing for a while, but you can still pick up something from my game. I truly believe that you can learn something from everybody, and you can just take those little elements from each person's game, you know, and apply it to yours if you feel that it's the right fit. So, again, sorry guys for everybody who knows about the website, and if this felt redundant, I apologize, but I just want to make sure everybody who doesn't know, I just really wanted to be clear about what it is that this website's going to be. Now, you might be wondering when I'm going to launch it. That's the funny part. So real quick, this is the last thing, and then I'll get into answering a lot of your questions, and I'll see what other responses you guys have left or any other questions that you might have had. But if you're interested in signing up for this, so I want to launch it hopefully this Sunday. But when I launch it, if it is this Sunday, please don't quote me on this. I'm hoping for it to be this Sunday. But basically, I'm going to launch it it's called a beta. And what that means is I'm going to open it up to a few amount of people, and then I'm going to close the doors. And what that means is I'm going to let you guys get early access, because I really want to know your feedback, and I want to understand what it is that I could do more for you guys to make it even better. Because again, right now, like you saw, there's only a few videos in certain categories, but I do believe that even the videos I have in there already, the 20 or so videos, you guys can gain a lot from. So I want to give you guys early access, and I'm going to give it to you guys at a really discounted price, because this is not going to be a free thing. It's going to be a monthly fee, but it's because I want to continue to serve you guys at a higher level, and I also got to bring other people on board to maintain and to make sure I'm constantly adding more content to it. Like I said, I'm going to rent the ices. I'm going to go and do more content for you guys. But if you get in as soon as I launch it under the beta group, you're going to get it at a much discounted price, which I'm going to reveal when I announce it. So I'm not going to reveal it right now, so please don't ask. But it's going to be something that you guys are going to be like, wow, totally worth it. I think you guys are going to appreciate it. And it's because I want to help you guys, and I want to hear your feedback, and I want to see what you guys think. So with that being said, guys, stay tuned. I believe I want to launch it. I'm going to work my butt off to get it ready for this Sunday. And that's my goal. But if I can't, I apologize. I will try to my best to get it up as soon as possible, because right now is the best time to learn, because most of you guys are probably sitting at home bored, and what better way to get better than to watch all these video breakdowns on things that I feel that will help you guys. So anyways, guys, that's all I'm going to say about that. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will definitely do my best to answer them. But yeah, let me see what other questions you got here. So I'm going to scroll up because it looks like you guys had a lot of comments. I'm going to move the camera over a little bit so I could see. Wow. A lot of good comments here, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. I thought I had one of the comments highlighted, but I guess not. So I apologize. Let me see if I can quickly find it. Favorite hockey team? Trafford Oilers. I do. Okay. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to answer. I didn't copy your name, so I apologize if I don't say your name with the question, but here we go. Somebody said, how's the quarantine and what are you doing to stay active? So as you guys can see, I have my new kind of office area. If you guys remember, I had another room. It was downstairs, and it was a little bit smaller. So what I've been doing is I have a yoga mat, and I've been doing some yoga here, looking out the window. Just in usually in the morning. I'm trying to get up earlier than I normally do, but basically trying to do some yoga. Now that it's starting to get a little warmer, I think I'm going to start running early in the morning, because I think that's something that I need to make sure I'm keeping my conditioning at a certain level, because the worst thing that I found is that by being home, you're more likely to go to the kitchen and snack a lot. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing to stay active though. I'm trying to do some yoga every morning, trying to stretch. I'm trying to I found my body getting tight, so I want to prevent that. But unfortunately, I don't have any weights. The gym in our condo is closed, and you can't go to any gym, so it's not like I can go and do a workout unless it's pure body weight. So I'm going to try to find some apps and stuff to do more body weight workouts, but that's what I'm doing right now. So hopefully that answers your question. What stick do you use, and what stick do you recommend? So this is the stick I use. So I'm currently using this CCM here. It's called the Premier R1.9. It's a composite, and it's a really nice stick. I actually used to use this Sherwood, which was a foam core stick, which I really liked, but it wasn't until I realized that I was using a stick that was too big for me. So you can see the difference in paddle. That's about, I think, 2 inches, right? The Sherwood was a 28, and this CCM I believe is a 26. I will never go back to a 28 unless this breaks. I'll use the stick until it breaks, but I'm never going back to 28. The reason, I made a video about this, but the reason I will not go back to a 28 is because it was actually too big, and every time I went down, my arms would open up holes underneath. So that's the thing, if you guys are using a big stick because you think you need a big stick, when you're measuring or you're buying a new stick, don't do it by standing up. That does not help you nowadays. Most goalies play in the butterfly. So what you want to do when you're looking for a new stick, you actually want to go down into the butterfly and then see where that stick is. And you definitely don't want your arms to be like this holding the stick. You want to make sure that your arms are down where they need to be with the stick slightly out in front of you. So that's the stick I use. And in terms of recommendation, again, like I said earlier in the stream, but in case you missed it, I don't recommend or care what brand it is. That CCM, I found it. It was left outside of a change room for like the longest time, and I finally I'm just gonna try it. And I tried it and I loved it. And yeah, so I have no loyalty to any brand. So I can't recommend one, but the Sherwoods last pretty long. Like, they don't break. They usually last about a season or two, and I played once or twice every week. But I don't play the puck that much. And I don't, bang my stick a lot. So, favorite goalie. My favorite goalie is Frederik Andersen because I love the Leafs, so I'm answering two questions at once. My favorite hockey team is Toronto Maple Leafs. Second favorite team is Warriors. The Knights. Why am I saying Warriors? The Golden Knights. And my favorite goalies are also the goalies for that team, Frederik Andersen, and then Marc-Andre Fleury is by far my favorite goalie. Andersen's a close second. So that, yep. What do you think of the new Warrior G5s? I've never tried them. I haven't touched them. I can't really, go Leafs go. I can't really give you an opinion on them. I could say they look cool, but I honestly will never give an opinion on something I haven't actually tried or done myself, because if I haven't tried it, then I can't say whether or not I like it. It's not fair to the brand, and I don't want to skew your guys' opinion based on what I think or what I've heard about it. So I don't have anything to say on that. I just need a sip of water. All right, how do you break in a glove? Well, if you're lucky like me, I got a glove that was fully broken in, which was awesome. But if your glove wasn't broken in, there's a couple things you can do. And actually, I've never made a video about it, but maybe I will. But if you go over to the Goalie Crease Network, Tommy made a great video on how to break in a glove years ago. And it consists of using hot water and then I think closing it, putting weights on it, then opening it, putting weights on it. But it's like a 3-4 day process. But right now is the perfect time. If you are literally have a glove that's not broken in, you should be breaking it in this time where you're not playing. Sorry about this. Another thing that I did was actually use, I threw it in my oven at a really low temperature for really short periods of time, and I found that worked, but it was a Bauer Reactor 9000, and for some reason, no matter what I did, it only was finally able to close once it was wet, and once I started sweating. And the reason was, I think it's because I got I didn't get a practice palm. I don't think I got a practice palm, but I definitely got a beefed up palm, which then caused it harder. It was harder to close. So, all right, any tips for a house league goalie such as myself? The biggest tip I have for you is if you're in house league and you're just starting out, just have fun. Learn the fundamentals. Make sure you're practicing your skating, your recovery, your butterfly slides. Just have fun. It's at house league level. It's not as serious as it would be if you were playing rep. So just remember to have fun and take that opportunity to learn as much as you can. And that's basically it. And don't don't get down on yourself. And to be honest, that advice is for any level. I don't know why I'm tearing up right now. That's my advice for anybody at any level. Just always remember to have fun and just do your best to practice. And you're in house league now, but I'm sure you'll move up, and don't worry about that. But focus on the fundamentals: skating, forwards, backwards, C cuts, T pushes, shuffling, being able to get up and down and building up your core strength, because it's definitely something, it's like riding a bike. You learn it and you don't forget it, but just constantly work on it, because you can always ride a bike faster, if that analogy makes any sense. Favorite NHL team? Answered that. As a goalie, do you think a defenseman have a good chance of scoring? And then scoring a good shot. I think you meant with a good shot or something. Of course, defensemen score on me all the time, especially if they know how to pick a corner and I'm screened, or if they really know how to, use somebody's shin pads as a redirect, or if they see their wide open man, maybe they're not technically scoring it, but they're definitely giving him the pass to get the shot off. So yeah, I think a defenseman can score for sure. Do you like the round toe on your stick? Because I use the Efex 4 with the round toe and I love it. Again, I have no personal preference. When it comes to gear, I'm really, really nonchalant with like, oh, does it have a square toe? Does it have a round toe? All this different things. I'm very nonchalant. I know some goalies are particular. But for me, as long as it fits me, it's going to protect me. That's all that I care about. And it looks cool. Like, I saw these pads. I knew I liked CCM because I had the version before these. So as soon as I saw those pads, I'm like, I absolutely love the look of them. That's all I need to know. I don't care about the features between that version and the version before. But I knew that because I love CCM E-Flexes, I'll probably love those as well. So I didn't really look too much into it. What team would you want to play on in the NHL? It would be between the Leafs and the Vegas Golden Knights. How do you refocus after letting in a goal you know you should have had? I think the biggest thing is to laugh at yourself. Because if you know you should have had it and you didn't get it, well, you learn from it. Why didn't you stop the puck? There obviously was a reason you didn't stop it. But in my last game, you'll see, I literally stopped the puck with my blocker, hit it with my paddle, and then it hit off my head and went in. That stuff happens. I laughed at myself. I'm like, I couldn't believe this went in, and whatever. We went to lose by like 8 goals, whatever, but like, you just keep going. You laugh at yourself, move on. Once it's in, it's in. You cannot change the goal regardless of what you tell yourself in that moment. All you can do is learn from it and make sure you don't make the same mistake. So, and at the end of the day, guys, remember, this is a game. We're playing a game. It's supposed to be fun, and that's all that really matters. So, how do you prepare for a game? All right, so this is my unorthodox way of preparing for a game, which isn't that exciting. I usually leave an hour before my game starts. I get to the arena, and if I have enough time, I'll usually do a little bit of stretching. Like, I'll stretch out my legs, I'll sit down, I might do some like high knees back and forth, a couple lunges, but really I don't, for the most part, that's like if I'm lucky. For the most part, I usually get to the arena, I have like 2 minutes to watch the game before, I get in, I get dressed, and that's it. I actually don't have like a pregame ritual, but I'm trying to get better at making sure that my body is ready for the ice by doing more stretching and like warming up by moving my body and getting my heart rate up. Because as I get older, I want to make sure I can prevent those injuries. So that's how I prepare for a game. I also listen to really high, like loud, bassy type music. Yeah. If you could have any pads without price, what would they be? I love my pads. I probably wouldn't change them. But I would love to get another set just because of it. And I would probably try the Bowers because I'd love to get a really cool graphic with my logo. But realistically, it's not because I would want the pads. It's just because I would want those pads like in the background of my videos and stuff like that. So that's my question. That's my answer, sorry. All right, do you think defensemen could shoot the puck or dump? Do you think defensemen should shoot the puck or dump since you see everything as a goalie? It depends on the situation. If there's no pressure, cross that blue line, clap it. Take a slap shot, do whatever you can. It's better to get a puck on net than to dump it. Now, if you do have pressure and your team needs a change, dump the puck. It's all about making the right decision in the right time based on the situation. How do you figure your depth in a crease? Like, how fast should I be skating back when moving out? So the way you want to deal with depth is you want to focus on the player that you're basically challenging. So if it's a breakaway situation, you want to be patient. You don't want to be the person to make the first move, but you also got to be prepared to move back and match their speed. So if you're really quick, you can actually stay out for longer because eventually you're going to see two things. If you're playing at a lower level, you're going to see the player either look at you and keep the puck on his forehand to get ready, and that basically means I'm going to shoot, or you'll get a player to look down who's going to look down at the puck or who's stick handling, and then they look down at the puck, and they're going to try to deke you. So that gives you right away what are they about to do, and you'll know what you need to do as a goalie. So if their head is down and they're stick handling, they're about to deke, which means you could poke check if you can get close enough, and you don't want to make sure you miss that poke check, but you can poke check, or you can match their speed backwards, and then you could, stop them on that deke. So that's basically how you decide your depth. Now, if they're shooting from in the zone and they got somebody backdoor, then you want to make sure that you're back a little bit so that you can explode over to the side where that other player's at, so that you could prevent that backdoor shot from going in. But it's all based on the situation. I can't say it's a clean-cut answer for every situation. You just basically got to realize, am I able to get across if I need to? And if you don't need to get across, then the bigger you play, the less net they have to shoot at. That's basically it in a nutshell. Have you heard anything on the new Warrior helmet? I have not heard anything on the new Warrior helmet. Have you ever played a different position besides goalie? Yes. I think a few months ago I uploaded a video saying like goalie plays player. Unfortunately, I didn't have a helmet cam for me, but you could watch it. It's a really funny video. My friend who I played with, obviously on my team, he went in net, and it was really funny. Just watching him try to drink from the water bottle, funniest thing, because he doesn't know how to do it with a blocker. His name was Drew, and yeah, funniest thing. And I think I did okay. I can't shoot the puck, but I think I could skate. I think I can keep up with them. But what brand of chesty do you recommend? Ever since I've worn anything, it's always been Vaughn. But I haven't tried the other ones. I tried them on in the store, never on the ice. So I could recommend Vaughn because I've tried them, but I can't really say anything else about the other ones. They just didn't feel comfortable. But yeah, so all right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up pretty quickly. So I'm gonna look at any other questions. I know there's a bunch here, and I'm gonna do my best to try to answer as many as I can. But there's just so many, and I don't want to miss too many. But what I'm thinking is I'll do another live stream maybe on Sunday, that we could talk more and you can ask more questions, and I'll do my best to answer them as often as I can. So okay, what I got even with the COVID crap. I don't know what you mean by that. That really good and would really help me. Hey Sam, I'm excited for the playoffs and all. And now that it got canceled, I just feel like training and getting better. What kind of off ice things I can do to make me better? Eye hand coordination stuff. There's one quick thing that I started doing that it's weird. It's gonna be like a weird thing, but it makes sense. It's just literally holding a pencil as high as you can in front of you, looking straight, and then just like with your glove hand, try to catch it. Like I did it the first time, but like if I do it, okay, I did the second time. I maybe because I've been practicing, but basically doing that will help you like, there I dropped it. Will help you work on timing. So that's something simple that you don't need to like, you don't have to get out of your chair. It's just simple. You're working on eye-hand coordination, and then you drop it and use your blocker hand. And it's just simple, and you try to track it once it hits your, your visuals. But don't cheat by looking up. Just keep your eyes straight. Drop the pencil or pen or whatever. And as you get better, you could drop smaller things like an eraser, because that's like, yeah, you saw it went flying. Those make things a little harder. So that's my one tip. I'll give you that one tip. But be active. Run, do some yoga, stretch. Make sure you're keeping your body loose and trying to maintain that the cardio and stuff. You want to maintain your conditioning. How do you properly tie your skates to your pads? How much leeway do you use? I use to tie them very tight to my skates. Maybe a video tutorial. That's a great idea. Recently, I switched over to these, and I found them to work really well because they're elasticy. I had the laces for the longest time, but I really like these because they allow your leg to have a little bit more freedom. And I highly recommend them. Why am I blanking on the name right now? I'm sure one of you guys remember what these are called. I forget what they're called right now. Easy straps? No, I forget. Anyways, somebody will write it in the comments. I guarantee it. You can check these out. They're really good. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name right now. But in terms of tightness, go as tight as you want, but realistically, I prefer a little bit loose because you don't want your ankle locked to your pad because that's how you're going to get injured. What is it called? Okay, how do you prefer to tie your skates? Got that one. Tie them super tight with no leeway, but recently learned they should be, yeah, exactly. How do you prefer to tie your skates? Got one. Okay. Will you come to the dark side on your next set of gear and switch to Warrior? Best pads I've ever had. Honestly, if I had the opportunity to get a Warrior set and these ones were garbage going out the door, I would consider it. I'm not locked to any brand. I'll always say I'm never locked to any brand. So, how do you eat eggs? I actually do not eat eggs. I am vegan for anybody who doesn't know. I do not eat any animal byproduct. Now, there are times I will eat vegetarian, which basically includes dairy and cheese and stuff like that. But that's very rare on the occasion. But I'm vegan, and yeah. Okay, I just don't know how much and how I'm supposed to feel like. Okay, over easy. Why is Warrior considered the dark side? Are you going to answer all the questions? I probably won't answer all the questions. I'm going to try my best, but I do got to go. Do you ever plan on ever going professional? I wish I could. I'm way past my prime. I'm almost 28 in June. June 24th, actually. I believe Trav for Oilers and myself have the same birthday, ironically. June 24th. But no, I'm too old to go professional. Should work with me, Sam. I am ASD with a special interest in gear. Cool. Yeah, let's talk. Yes, he is. Okay, what are the best pads? Again, I have no personal preference. I love my CCMs, and that's all I could say about that. Yo, props to you. I found a video of you just now. Tried to be a goalie while playing with my friends. I could do 15 minutes. So hard being a goalie. Yeah, it is definitely hard. Okay, any reason why not popular in the NHL? Sponsorship keeping them off the ice. That's a question for somebody else. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm gonna scroll feedback on the Warrior pads. Latest and easiest pads. Cool guys, I appreciate you guys answering some questions. Because I don't have any experience with the Warrior pad. So, when did you first play goalie? I started when I was 5. It was in house league, and it was when everybody can rotate as the goalie. I fell in love with the position, ended up keep playing for the rest of the year. We ended up winning the championship against the undefeated team, and we won in a shootout. So that was enough for me to have a confidence to go in and to keep playing. Um, Boom, 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 boom. How do you feel about no hockey? I hate that we can't play hockey, but I totally understand why we can't be at the arenas. It's better that we don't spread it, so we take this time to reflect and to do what we need to do in order to stay healthy. So I totally understand it. Obviously, it sucks. It's not my ideal situation, especially because I only have a few more games left that I can post, and I hate the idea of running out for you guys. So I honestly think I'm going to not post on Wednesday anymore, and I'm just going to save the games that I have for every Sunday. That will give me the next couple weeks. And then perhaps from there, if I don't have any content and I can't film any new content, maybe I'll do some like how to pack your bag videos or any videos that I can do within the room. If there's something specific, let me know. Maybe another updated what's in my bag video, stuff like that. Let me know if there's anything you guys are interested in, and I'll do my best to make it. Or I might release some of the videos that I've made breaking down certain save selections that are in tpshgoalie.com, kind of like a teaser type thing. So I will post stuff, I just don't know exactly what it will be yet. What goalie would you want to learn from the most? Personally, Bravosky, my guy, since he was in the Flyers. Honestly, any goalie in the NHL, I know I could learn a lot from. I wouldn't even be picky at this point, but Marc-Andre Fleury, if I had to choose, I would love to learn from him. He's just amazing. There's a rink in my hometown that's still open, so I get like 3 hours of ice each day. Amazing. I'm really jealous. Just hit my dog with a car. Should I tell my grandma? Or hit her too? That's a interesting question. No comment. What do you think about no hockey? Just answered that. I'd love to do a video with you when you rent the ice. I'll come out. Cool, Chris. I'll keep you in mind. What's your opinion on Carey Price? Personally, I think he deserves way more recognition. To be honest, in the last couple of years, I think he hasn't been playing as well. But also, he doesn't have a good team. I think if he's on a better team, he'd have the opportunity to excel. But he's just not in a situation that's going to help him do that. So it's really hard, and he's in a funk, and it's just... Hopefully, I really am interested to see how this break helps the NHL. And I say that because when I left for a month, if you guys didn't know, I left for a month at the end of last year because I went to go film a bunch of stuff for the company I work with. And I thought I was going to come back after not being on the ice for like 4 or 5 weeks, and I was going to be terrible. I actually played probably the best games I've ever played right after that time. And I think it's because I gave myself time to just not think about hockey and not think about the goals that I've let in, and all that stuff. And I kind of just went back on the ice with a whole new like eyes and like mindset, and I just went and had fun. And I remember I literally got back from the RV trip, played that night, and we were doing a scrimmage, and they literally, in a scrimmage, you usually let in like 15 goals. Literally the first half, if not more than half that game, I didn't let in a single goal. And it's not that I didn't get any shots. I literally was having one of the best games that I've ever played. I don't think I recorded it though. Maybe I might have, but I don't think I did. But ultimately, I think this break will be really good for people, and maybe it'll be really good for Carey Price. So okay, I'm gonna answer 3 more questions. So what I'm gonna do is to give you guys all a fair opportunity, because you guys are still here. I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity right now. If you have a question, I'm gonna answer the next 3 questions that pop up right in the comments. I'm sorry if I've skipped you. I just really got to get going. How much are your sweaters? Well, that's okay. That's easy. It's $79.99. Just go to tpshstore.com, and you'll see one of those. So, okay. If someone bought a hoodie, do they get free access to the site? So unfortunately, okay. If you bought a hoodie before the sale ended on December 26th, yes, you will get free access to the site. As I promised, you will get free access. So you guys will get in on that beta launch once I launch it, hopefully this Sunday. That's the plan. So you guys will get free access. But for anybody who buys a hoodie after the 26th, no, unfortunately, you will not get free access to the website. Highest level you ever played, I guess technically it would have been AAA, but I would have made a junior team. However, when I came back from school, I wasn't able to make it. I made the team. I wasn't able to commit because I had to work. I couldn't afford to not work and then to travel so much with the junior team, it was awesome getting accepted to play. And it was a really funny moment in my life where I'm like, okay, I'm going to pursue film, or I'm going to still try to out for hockey. But something told me, well, you know what? It's over. You probably have no chance at making it any further. Go build your career. And you know what? Each is fine. Like, maybe I could have made it somewhere different in hockey, but ultimately, if I did, I probably wouldn't be making videos right now. And everything could have been different. I could have got hit by a car. Something could have happened. So I'm happy where I am. But the highest level I played technically was AAA. All right. Last thing, same thing. I came back from Cuba and had a game that night. Okay, that wasn't a question, but yes. Okay, here's the last question from Josh. What stand-up goalie techniques do you feel are still relevant in our current game? That's a great question to end this on. I'm gonna say the current standing position techniques. It depends if you consider the RVH a standing technique, because you kind of are standing, but you're also down. But to be honest, I think it's not a technique, but I think the important thing that a lot of goalies forget, and I do it too, is that we always think that we need to drop down into the butterfly when a lot of the times we don't. Um, a lot of the times there's shots that go up high, and we constantly think we need to go down. And that's wrong. You need to be better at analyzing where that shot is coming and whether or not you need to go down. Because the moment you go down, you're dropping your shoulders, you're opening up the net behind you, unless you're 6'7". And now you're limiting your ability to make those saves. Whereas if you stand up, you just have to do that or do that, and you made that save. So it's not necessarily a technique, but it's understanding that there is still a time to be a stand-up style goalie, but not necessarily if the puck's getting shot low. And that hopefully answers your question. And guys, I do again appreciate you all tuning in for the live stream. I hope I answered a lot of your questions, and I want to do these more often. Like I said, once I launch tpshgoalie.com, officially I will be doing live streams every single Sunday, but perhaps I'll be doing these more often. So maybe I'll do a live stream every Wednesday night, since I won't be uploading a video. So let me know if that's something you guys want. Hit that like button to let me know if you guys want more live streams. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you stayed for the whole thing, that is amazing. If you just tuned in, I apologize. Go back to the beginning. I think you'll enjoy the live stream. And with that being said, guys, have a wonderful night. Stay safe and do your best to socially distance yourself from everybody so that we can all get back on the ice sooner. So thank you guys, and I'll be posting a video on Sunday. So I'll see you guys then. Take care.